I've started recording, by the way.
I have as well. Yeah, I got a 2-week David Lloyd gym membership for £20.
Right.
Basically, just because we wanted to go swimming and there are no pools near us that aren't gross. So I looked and I just happened to see they had this deal on. And it's normally £120 a month.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm going to pay 20 quid and get 2 weeks now. I can go as much as I want. So being the cheapskate that I am, I've been going like as much as possible.
So, you haven't watched 2 incredibly nerdy YouTube videos, and you expect me to believe that the reason that you haven't done this is that you got a gym membership.
You told me to start recording to set me up, damn it. Yes, it is. Look, I've not been in the gym part. I've been in the pool only.
Right. Okay. That's only slightly more believable. Hello once again, and welcome to the strongly critically acclaimed in many varieties of ways Scrambled Checksum podcast. My name, as always, is Ethan, and also, as always, I am joined by my good friend, colleague, Kieran. How the devil are you?
I'm very good. And by critically acclaimed, do you mean like people are like critical when they...
People are very critical of this
very
podcast
critical.
when they do listen to it.
When they listen to it, they're like, wow.
Yes. This is quite something. That's for sure.
Of all the podcasts that were made, this is one of them.
Yeah, this is definitely a podcast that was made that one time.
When they're listening on Deezer, they're like, this is definitely content.
Yeah, yeah, with an emphasis on content. It's just, yeah, they're just cranking them out every couple of weeks. Just
content that leaves you content. I mean, to be fair, for some of the platforms that we upload on,
it's probably
they might be glad of it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, for some of the platforms that we're on, it might be the number one podcast.
Like Mastodon, we could be like number one.
Yeah.
Post.
Yeah.
Fediverse, the number one podcast on the Fediverse. That's what we're gonna go for.
Maybe we should start publishing to like really niche Facebook groups.
Really? Well,
that might be the way.
What we do is we find people trying to start like a podcasting platform that have got like no users.
And see if we can get them to pay us to be on their platform.
Well, they might charge us, but that's okay.
No, they need us.
So we find the that's what I'm thinking. We find the like mixers of this world.
Yeah.
R.I.P. And then we upload, and then we become like we could get huge on Quora. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Not that it supports audio content, but we could upload Not yet.
We'll just upload the binary of the WAV file.
We could be huge.
Yeah.
You know, once
people figure out how to turn that back into a WAV file.
Yeah, exactly. When someone figures that out, or like, you know, I don't know. We'll find small platforms and we'll upload there, like Odyssey.
Yeah.
We've been missing out. We've been trying to make it on YouTube, and you know what? Sometimes it's better to be the big fish in the small pond.
Yeah. I mean, currently, we're just on like small nobody platforms like Spotify, which might have angered me this week.
Yeah, I understand that Spotify is so. Before we say anything rash, we are a big fan of podcasters by Spotify, formerly known as Anchor, aren't we?
Oh yes, massive fans, and we wouldn't want to upset them in any way.
Please don't shadow ban us.
Yeah, again.
We've already had that experience on YouTube, and we don't wish to.
Yeah.
We don't wish to anger another tech organization.
Yes,
I think Apple. I presume Apple never serve our content to anyone with all that we say about them.
Probably not. This all comes from a place of love. I'm not going to specify of what the love is towards, but it comes from a place of love.
This is a critique. They say that your biggest fans are also your harshest critics.
That is true.
They just want to see the platform bettered.
I have, at a time in my life, and I'm not going to specify whether that time is the present, so you can infer from that what you will, been quite a big fan of Spotify.
So how has it pissed you off?
It's a very small thing, but it's a small thing that makes a big difference. So I've ranted I'll try and keep this short and sweet because I've ranted a lot about Spotify. I feel like over the course of this podcast's short and sullied history.
But I feel like you've settled on it, as you know. You've tried a lot of other audio platforms. I think it's fair to say, and Spotify's always been the one that you've gone back to.
Yeah, I use Spotify as my main music streaming service, but my solution is all streaming services are shit, so I'm just going to buy CDs and save the files on my phone like we used to in the good old days, basically.
Yes, and you do pay for Spotify, don't you?
Oh, was that someone knocking on my door? Okay, seamless transition here, and we totally didn't just get interrupted by my brother barging into my room.
You pay for Spotify?
Yes, I pay for Spotify, and it is my streaming platform of choice, but
you're replacing it with CDs.
I'm replacing it with CDs and files that I put on my phone. But obviously, there are a lot of CDs to collect, and I'm not made of money, so I haven't bought all of them yet. So there is much music that the vast majority of the music listening I do is still, sadly, through Spotify. And I've discovered quite an irritating bug. Not least because it only seems to affect the one device I tend to use for listening to music when I'm doing things where I am unable to interact with my phone whilst listening to music. For example, driving, or, I don't know, like cleaning things where I've got gloves on and, can't easily do something on my phone. So basically, this bug seems to only affect the Android version of Spotify, as far as I can tell. It doesn't seem to affect the Windows or iOS/iPadOS version. Basically, after a couple of songs, kind of randomly, it will go to the next track, as you would expect, and it will be showing as playing. The timeline bar will be moving along, but there will be absolutely no audio.
That's infuriating. Because isn't this what... See, it's a small bug like this. Wasn't this the problem with... was it Apple Music that had that issue with the data?
I don't know.
Which one of the music apps was it? And you were using it and you said...
Oh, no, that was Spotify. That was Spotify as well.
Oh, that was also Spotify.
The one where it basically, I had the music downloaded offline.
That was it, but it got a tiny bit of data.
Because it had a signal, it was online, so it tried to refresh my playlist. And while it was refreshing the playlist, it wouldn't let me view the songs that it knew were in the playlist, so I couldn't play anything.
That was it, and I remember that was infuriating because on your commute, your signal was patchy.
Yeah, but then if I searched for the song, it would find the song, like on the album, on the artist page. But even though it was offline, it then wouldn't play it. It would say buffering. I'm like, but you've got it downloaded offline. You've even got the green tick saying this exact version of the track is offline, and yet you won't play it. That's still an issue, by the way.
So, I mean, it's little things like this that do put you... That is the kind of thing that over time, it winds you up enough that you move away.
And it has. And I am.
Oh. Because I thought you tried all the others. I thought you tried every single one.
Yeah, I am moving away from it, as in the CD solution.
Oh,
because all the others are equally buggy in other ways, so...
It's just a long-term thing. I do have a potential solution.
Well, I say all the others. I've tried Deezer and I've tried Apple Music.
Yes. I do have a potential solution for you.
Go on.
You might not like it.
Uh-oh.
So
Pirate?
I use as my music platform YouTube, and I pay for premium. And like,
it's more expensive though.
It's more expensive, but then you get no YouTube ads. It's like you get two, so it's like it's both my Netflix.
But hypothetically, and I totally don't do this because it totally might not be technically in line with Spotify's terms of services. But hypothetically, you can have a family plan among people who totally live in the same house.
Yeah, I forgot that you have that.
And then you can get it for way cheaper.
Yes, that is true. You do. It will be more expensive, but like, dude, no YouTube ads, and you get like the library on YouTube Music is massive.
Fair enough.
You can download, and you can the other stuff that they tell you about that, like listening with the screen off, which totally used to be available for free.
And it still is available for free with
exactly with
a mere plugin in Firefox.
But we don't want to get shadow banned again. So
I mean,
for all intents and purposes, it's impossible.
What's Firefox anyway? I only use Google Chrome.
Exactly. But yeah, that's what I use. And like it is expensive, but when you think of it, I think of it as my like Netflix equivalent and my music streaming platform. And at that point, it does become a good value. I know I ranted before, I think on a previous episode, I think YouTube Premium is expensive for what you get, but actually if you think of it as music as well, it's less painful. It's one to think about, and like, dude, no YouTube ads is sweet. I mean, not that you haven't been living with that already, but...
Well, to be fair, I don't actually use ad block on YouTube, just purely because I want to support the creators, not because I want to support Google.
Right. And you know, plus the music, you can download your playlist still. I don't know how well it works with the downloading. I haven't done that yet, but
I don't. It's kind of going in the opposite direction though, because I'm trying to move away from relying on anything Google. And what as much as Spotify are a monopoly in their own way, they're at least not Google, so it's like a bit of competition. So I kind of feel okay giving them money because they're not one of the big tech companies.
It's also kind of if you're getting it at that low price, it will be, because I was billing it as like it's cheaper than, I don't know how much Spotify Premium is, but it's like considering you get YouTube. I
think it's on the same. I think it's the same kind of pricing, like 10 quid or something like that.
Oh, YouTube's 13.
Okay, let's have a look. Spotify.
YouTube is, I think, $12.99 a month, if I remember, or $13.99 a month. One or the other. I think it's $12.99 a month for UK.
God damn it! Hang on, I need to use it. I need to use a private browsing window because I'm signed into Spotify, so it won't show me.
I've never paid for Spotify, so I don't know. I've only ever had ad Spotify, and I find it's missing a lot of. I've tried Spotify on other people's premiums, not like taking their login or anything, just like looking at it on their phone. You know, when you're like a road trip or something and using someone else's phone. And I've always found it doesn't have a lot of my music. It's like it's more obscure. You've probably never heard of it. And it's missing a lot of songs that I like.
Wait, when did Spotify's website get so shit? Sorry. Like, you click sign up and it doesn't give you any information about pricing. It just takes you straight to the create an account page.
Well, yeah, because why would you need pricing info? You've already been sold on the benefits. Is it because you got that free trial thing if you're a new user?
Okay, here we go. Here, individual, it's 12 quid a month.
Oh, okay, so it's definitely on a par with YouTube then.
Yeah. It used to be, I think it used to be a tenner. Back in
they all used to be.
Ye old days.
Yeah, they all used to be.
Or you can get 2 accounts for £17 a month.
So that's on a par with YouTube.
And then a family plan is £20 a month.
Again, very much on a par with YouTube.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just floating it out there, man.
15 hours per month of listening time from our audiobook subscriber catalogue.
Oh, that'll be like next to nothing.
Yeah, I did have a look. There's fuck all on there.
Yeah, I imagine it would be. But yeah, I mean, YouTube Music, one to think about.
Yeah, I don't think I will. I might give it a try, but nah.
You need like a free trial, but they don't do one. You occasionally
can get one.
Very rarely.
Maybe for 1 month. I don't know.
I got 1 month from a YouTuber that I watch on a code.
It gives me the ick.
Oh no!
It gives me the ick.
Oh, here comes TikTok Shop Ethan.
Sorry, I just needed to try and we've tried the older audiences, so we need to try and
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what then. Going for the newer audiences. If you're done talking about Spotify, I've got one that's not on the topic stock that's just reminded me of.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to go straight into one that was on the topic stock based on what we
were
saying.
I'm diverting, and I'll come back to that one.
Go for it.
I'll come back to the one that's on the topic stock. But talking about giving you the ick.
Okay. Jesus.
I don't know if you've heard. I know it feels
what have I
painful, doesn't
done?
it, hearing a 30-year-old man talking about something giving you the ick.
Yeah, it does.
And I'm older than 30, actually.
You didn't need to say that. They didn't need to.
We didn't need to know.
They didn't need to know.
I'm well into my late 50s.
Kieran is a very old man.
This avatar is not accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I hit 50, I thought that's the time to get on TikTok. So I put my sunglasses on. I found my best photo of me out hunting in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And I thought, let's go and share some political TikToks. No.
Yeah. Let's go and share my video announcing my support for Donald J. Trump.
Yeah. I really think he needs it. I think he needs the support.
Yeah. I listened to an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience and I was convinced.
I was compelled.
Yeah.
No, fuck it. In case that wasn't apparent from our previous episode, for you're a new listener, he can go fuck himself.
Yeah. Just to clarify, which one, Joe or Donald?
Mostly Donald.
But probably both, right?
Yeah, probably both.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Donald especially. But no, so speaking of TikTok, I don't know if you've heard about the trend of these like TikTok shop. I don't know if it's TikTok shop specifically, or if it's just people selling stuff on TikTok. For these like balls that you can buy.
Bowls.
Balls. Sorry, that's my accent. Balls.
I thought you said balls, but I just wanted to clarify.
No, balls. So there'll be like the idea is there'll be someone on TikTok on a TikTok live going like doing these mystery balls. And the
this sounds,
yeah,
this sounds so dodgy.
It's not well. It's dodgy, but not in the way that you think it is. So the idea is you're on this TikTok live, and if you pay for this mystery ball, it's like a blind bag effectively, but in a bowl.
Yeah.
Or in a box or whatever. And they'll shovel a bunch of mass-produced tat at random into this ball for you and film it on a TikTok live. And then ship it to you. So you'll pay like... It's like loot crates, basically, if you remember them.
So wait, so you see them putting the stuff in there?
Yeah, you see them putting the stuff in. It's not like blind bags. You see what they shovel into... You see the shit that they're shoveling into it.
Right.
And then they ship it to you. But all of the examples I've seen, I'm not on TikTok, but I've seen videos about this trend. And all of the examples I've seen, it's just like a bunch of tat. Like loot crates, basically. You remember how like they started off with really high ticket items in them, and they were actually like a good value if you got like stuff from a franchise you liked.
Yeah.
And then over time, they just started putting crappier and crappier items in there until you were getting like shoelaces and ice cube trays.
Yeah. I mean, shoelaces, they're a consumable. You need lots of them.
Thing.
Like, yeah.
It's like they've skipped the part where it started out good, and they've just gone straight to the shoelaces and ice cube trays.
Fuck's sake.
So like, you'll pay like...
You know what this world needs more of is needless consumerism.
That's the thing. It's all just like...
Sorry. Consumerism. Jesus.
It's all just cheap.
Really
it's all just cheap tat from the look of it. So, and there's like ASMR elements in the video. They know what they're doing with the filming of them. So they'll do all the tappies, and they'll have like items that are very satisfying to watch being like scooped up. Like the sounds and all that will be very like ASMR sounding. So it'll be like, I don't know, if you imagine a tub full of charms, like little plastic doodads, and they'll put a big scoop in it and like get the, you know the sound, right? They're like,
yeah.
And they'll do it all slow to make the most of it. But yeah, basically that's the concept, is that you pay for the item. And I think the idea is you can buy one just normally, like a loot crate, or you can pay a bit extra and then they'll film it. So you pay extra for the privilege of having it filmed.
Okay.
And they'll be like, oh, we got an order coming in, and they'll be like, oh, it's for Ethan, and then they'll shovel you some crap in a box. They'll be like, oh, Ethan's bought the Fortnite ball.
Oh yeah, I'm all about Fortnite balls.
Yeah, they'll be like, God, Ethan just loves the dance that they all do, so here's this.
Yeah, if you're listening, please don't Google Fortnite balls.
They're like, oh, and here's some plastic V-Bucks that we're shoveling in for him.
A V-Bucks, the in-game currency.
I think it's the in-game. I think it's the in-game currency, but the one that has actual value. You know, like how most games have like the currency that you earn from playing the game that's worthless, and then they have the one that's got actual value that you have to pay for with real money.
Oh yeah, so it locks you in, so you have the money
it's
still.
the-
It's like gift vouchers, like
It's the
you're
yeah, it's
giving
the
someone money
facsimile.
that they can only spend at a specific place. So
It's
for
the
fuck's sake.
facsimile of real money in the game, so it's got like a conversion rate that doesn't make sense. You lose track of how much actual money you've spent.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what's your would you buy one of these?
Does the conversion rate change? Like
I have
real
no idea.
currencies? Can you do like
I've-
currency trading with V-Bucks?
I have no
This
idea.
is how I'm going to get rich. I'm gonna make a course that people can pay for on how to get rich with V-Bucks.
I think you should do it on Counter-Strike, the Counter-Strike crates. How to win at the Counter-Strike loot box
A Counter
skin
Strike
economy.
skin thing, is that still a thing?
I have no idea if it's still a thing in CS2, but it's there's a lot of websites where you can like trade your skins. So I'm assuming there's some kind of like investment crypto style.
I know you can sell your collector card things that you get in Steam. I didn't realize until fairly recently.
Yeah, I've never had one that's worth more than like 0.001
Yeah,
cent.
neither have I. But I've collected so many over like a decade that I just sold a fuck ton of them, and I got like £2.60, and
Wow.
then this week we didn't talk. We talked about this off air, but we were talking. I've been playing Half-Life 2 for the first time, and obviously I wanted to play Half-Life 1, but you said, oh, it's not worth it because the graphics are shit, but try playing Black Mesa, which is like the community made version.
Yeah.
Well, that went on sale for like £3.80, and I had £2.60 in my Steam wallet from selling all these
Wow.
cards.
So you got Black Mesa for like £1.20.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's a really good deal.
Yeah.
Wow. I might look at selling mine because I used to laugh at them because I used to see them and they'd be like, oh, this one's worth like 16p. I'm rich.
Yeah.
Wow. That's actually quite impressive.
If you just look in your inventory, you've probably got tons and tons of them.
Oh, I've got loads, I'm sure.
And like most of them are, like you say, like most of them are not worth shit. But if you just go through and literally just set them as, like, it'll say like what the recommended price is. Just set them as the recommended price and just go through and just sell everything.
Do you have to wait though? Because I thought you had to wait for someone to actually want one, and I assumed they just sit there forever as like available for sale. And
people buy them pretty quickly.
Wow.
Like it's even the ones that are not worth it, even if they're like 7p, people just like
who's buying them though?
I don't know. But it doesn't matter though, because whoever it is giving real money for them, so you're getting real money. So
like
for something that you don't care about, that you just got for free doing something that you were going to be doing anyway.
Who's gonna buy my Sanctum 2 like random trading card from like 10 years ago?
I don't know, but someone literally every single one that I put on the market is gone.
That's quite unsettling.
And they were all like ones that like I can't understand how anyone would care. I mean, I don't care about any of them, but they're all ones that I can't understand how.
That's quite unsettling. As to there's probably some kind of bot buying those up, and I don't know why. And that, I mean, I'll have a look at doing that. But
I mean, it can't be shady. I mean, Gabe seems like a good guy, right?
Yeah, got a good guy, Gaben.
Yeah. He gave us the Steam and the Steam Deck.
And now they don't make games anymore.
Yeah. But he gave us to the.
But
PC
would you? Okay, so if someone
he gave us the Linux gaming.
He did actually. Well, not him personally, but
he did. It was him.
So if you saw
Gabe designed it so that it's the same as how like Elon Musk designed all the Teslas.
Yeah, personally.
Yeah,
and then built them as well.
And the SpaceX rockets. Yeah.
And built them. Yeah, he designed and built.
Elon designed it like this.
Yeah, and he was there on the production line as well. That's why he slept in the factory, because he was there.
Yeah, and he's so poor that they had to crowdfund a sofa for him. Did you see that?
Yeah, exactly. I did, yes.
Fucking Ben Sullin's Teslanomics. What a fucking arsehole.
That was pathetic. But anyway, if you saw like Elon, for example, on TikTok Live selling his Tesla box, or Gabe doing the same for Valve, like, what's your verdict on that? Because the thing is, they're more expensive than the items are all from like AliExpress. I don't want to say all of them, because there might be some that are actually handmade and stuff and homemade and all sorts of good stuff. But from what I can tell, all the ones I've seen examples of are just tap from AliExpress that people then jack up the price of by like 5x and then sell it in a ball. with a bunch of...
If the only victim was gullible morons...
It's not hurting any... I wouldn't even say... I wouldn't even say morons, because I don't think you're a moron. You know what you're getting. They're not scamming you. I don't think you're a moron.
Yeah, if the only victim was people wasting their money when it's within their power to not do that, then I'd be like...
might well be very happy with them. They probably are very happy.
Well, then they're stupid morons, as I refer to my previous comment.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it in that level, but I think it's like... But what I was worried about is that kids would see it, and then it would be the old parents' credit card.
Yeah, well, I think my problem with it is the problem that I have with pretty much most consumerism is the environmental impact, basically.
Yeah, it is like... It's crates, and it's the, like, packaging to the extreme. You know, to get the ASMR kind of packaging aesthetic, you've got to really, like, everything's wrapped in plastic and... I don't think the slurping is... I don't think the kind of slurping is a very popular ASMR topic.
Do they not do lizards? I just figured it was anything mouthy.
I don't think lizards... That's horrible.
There goes our one remaining listener.
That's horrible. Please edit that out.
I won't, because I won't remember.
That's not like a lizard sound, though, is it? That's just awful. The tapping's more like it.
Do you know what that is?
I have no idea. Is that your screen of your phone?
No, that was me tapping an HB pencil on my teeth.
Oh. Can you imagine if someone guessed that? Like, if you got really good at ASMR and you could, like, identify that was a pencil. That's
on my thumbnail now.
Yeah, it's a more dull sound. It's like that. You know how people are really good at GeoGuessr? Oh my god! Dude.
That's my phone screen.
Dude, you know how popular GeoGuessr got?
Yeah.
Here's an idea for free for the community, by the way.
Go on.
So GeoGuessr, super popular. People guessing, like, miles away locations by one, like, Street View image or whatever.
Yeah.
Audio guesser. ASMR guesser.
Well, okay, so people have to guess.
So you'll get like, and then you have to guess what that sound is.
Yeah.
And it'll give
you
like...
Down to, like, what type of wood it was on.
Perhaps not to that extreme. I don't know. It
no,
depends how good
to
people
that
get.
Extreme. People have no lives. They need to do something with
That's
them.
the thing, GeoGuessr. That's the thing. I would think that's impossible, but I would think that people who guess where a place is on GeoGuessr based on very little information.
Like that time the internet stalked Tom and Matt.
Yeah. So it's like they can work that out based on flight paths and the sun angle and rare plants. So I genuinely, you got to say, I would say that's a good, fun little online game idea.
Yeah. Maybe we should do it.
I actually
can't be asked.
I actually am already thinking of ways in which this would be a ball ache.
Yeah, it would absolutely.
Because you'd have to record a bunch of sounds, because you couldn't just steal them.
You can't just schedule a recording session every other Friday and just, like, hope that some bollocks comes out your mouth that's vaguely interesting.
I'm also now thinking, like, you can't just take people's existing ASMR videos and... Well, I mean, can you, if you don't put ads on the site? Who's to say?
It's audio only. How would they know?
Exactly.
If they don't know, if they don't know that you're stealing their content, then it's ethical, right?
Well, the idea is that they...
I mean, they're on TikTok anyway. ByteDance doesn't pay people money, does it?
Well, the idea is that they probably would know, because they would be ASMR people, so they'd be like, hang on a minute, that's my fingernails.
Oh, I see. Oh, so you're not thinking like it would just be like the general populace has to. You're thinking that the people who create the ASMR have to.
Well, no, but if I assume that if you create ASMR, you also like it, so you would probably see something like this and engage with it, and then
not
you'd
necessarily.
Be like, but if you did, and you were like, "Oh, that's actually me. I recognize my nails." Maybe there's a court case out of that. You know, like the Ed Sheeran one. Who's to say? Did he steal the Marvin Gaye sample?
I mean, probably not. But
did he just use common? Did we steal the sound of someone's nails tapping on a plastic box, or did we record our own?
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
I've got to be honest, we probably recorded our own because I'm too lazy to find that clip.
Or so we can just record our own.
It's quick. It's quicker to just record your own than scour the internet, right?
But we don't have the special microphones.
You don't have to have it. It's just a condenser microphone, isn't it? That they
No, there's those binaural ones. Dude, it's an art. The technical side of making an ASMR video is actually insane.
A binaural microphone is just a stereo microphone. Like, unless
they put prosthetic ears on it.
Okay, but that's not that hard. You can buy those things off the internet.
Dude, the setups that the high-level ASMR people have are pretty crazy.
Look, Kieran, mate, look, just like, look.
If you think you could build that setup, then that's fine. We'll record our own.
I can't build it, but I can probably draw a convincing-looking cartoon of it.
That's the thing. Honestly, the setups that are used for ASMR, like I'm not much of an audio guy, so I might just be getting overwhelmed by how impressive they look. But
we'll pan our virtual camera to the left or right, and then that'll be our ASMR set.
Well, there you go. So that's a free idea there for you.
No, it's not free. We copyright it right now. You can't have it.
We're launching
ours.
it.
We'll do it one day. We'll add it to the long list.
Web. I genuinely think that could be a fun little web. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't get the ASMR thing.
But people would play that game, right? You know, if you were into ASMR.
Yeah.
I'd play that. No, honestly, actually, I'm starting to see a lot more flaws in it now. Where I'm like, would it just be... Now that I think about it, if you just heard someone tapping something,
you're witnessing the birth and death of an idea in a very short span of time here.
Normally, this would be the kind of idea. Not that I've had these ideas before. Paint content aware, Phil. Where I start building it, and then I'm like, this is a lot more complicated than I first thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
it's actually quite difficult. Now that I think about it. And I'm starting to see that with this idea, but I've not started building anything yet even. But I'm like, wouldn't it just be really frustrating? Because you just hear some tapping, and then you'd be like, I don't know, is that...
I feel like unless you were some kind of like forensic audio analyst, you'd probably not be able to figure out what you'd have to actually probably like look at the waveform and stuff and research like what microphone it was recorded with and what
we'd have to give a lot of this info.
Response that has. And
well, we could show the waveform because that would be quite a fun little thing. Now I'm already having to build. See, now this is where the complexity comes because now we're not just.
I think it should be hosted on a website where you can download the audio file. So
and we fob it off to the person. You can analyze it yourself.
Well, yeah. Like so like we're like catering to the audio engineer nerdy ASMR people.
So it's just like an FTP server, and we've got like file1.wav .flac.
Yeah, maybe it could be a monthly newsletter.
we send you a FLAC in your mail, and you have to email back. And this is sounding a lot less Web 2.0.
No, I mean, it could be a newsletter. Like it goes out, we share it, and it could also be an interactive blog post.
Why not even just go further back? We'll have an IRC channel,
and we'll create that website using today's sponsor, Round Area.
Round Peg.
Roundarea.com.
with award-losing templates. They were nominated for the awards but didn't win.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's
just like us. Apart from we weren't nominated either.
When we win for this ASMR site, I guarantee you there's mileage in that. But we're saying with the TikTok stuff.
What the fuck were we even talking about?
I was saying with I think we can close out that topic now about the ASMR. And I was saying with the TikTok stuff, I think the conclusion is that if you want to spend your money on it, that's fine. If not, that's also fine. Try to buy less. Try to buy less stuff that you don't need.
Yeah. And I also heard that before all the kids were into fucking watch clock TikTok, whatever the fuck it's called. They were into Fortnite, but before Fortnite they were into Minecraft. And I hear
They
that
were.
you believe that people who are regular players of this fine game are genii.
Well, not all of them. I will say that I did used to play Minecraft quite a lot.
Well, that's not what it says in
the.
the topic doc. It says the topic doc says Minecraft players are freaking geniuses.
But not all Minecraft
Which is bad
players.
grammar, by the way. But
Not all Minecraft players. So, as a person who used to be a very regular Minecraft player,
you don't identify as a genii.
I can 100% tell you that all Minecraft players aren't geniuses. And so yeah, I've been playing Minecraft for a very long time. Not to flex. Started playing Minecraft in late 2010. Not to flex, you know.
Yeah, I think I probably started around the same sort of time. I think I was like, 2010, maybe 2011. Around that.
not to flex, but you know, we were there in the beta days. Played beta 1.7.3 best version.
I didn't. I started on, I think 1.3 was when I started.
What, like, not beta, but beta 1.3?
No, release 1.3.
Oh, dude, that's way after 2010.
I'm pretty sure that maybe it was earlier than that.
Dude, if it was release 1.3, that's way after. That might even be 2012.
It might have been 2012 then. I think I was probably like, it would have been because I was like 12 or 13, I think.
Yeah, you're into early betas in like late 2010.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was probably 2012.
Honestly, trying to flex as an OG Minecraft player.
I am an OG Minecraft player.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you were in the betas. Well, no, not even in the betas.
I mean, I was playing before then, but I didn't have a computer, so I was playing on my iPod Touch. So I was playing Pocket Edition.
Oh, okay. So he's okay. Probably played the early version of Pocket Edition.
Yeah, before it had anything other than a very, very rudimentary basic creative mode.
Yeah, Pocket Edition used to be like way out of date.
It got really good though, to be fair.
Really, I didn't even realize the continued development of it.
I think they did. I wonder whether you can still get it.
I assume it's been replaced by Bedrock Edition.
Yeah. No,
But anyway,
isn't Bedrock what they call the Java version now?
No, that's Java version. Bedrock's different.
Is it? Oh, right. Okay.
Don't ask me which one's on the consoles or anything like that, but I played Java Edition. Anyway, so I played Minecraft for a long time. Started playing Minecraft a long time ago. Played online. I used to play like tons of Minecraft. And then I stopped playing it. Because I felt like the game was becoming. There were too many kids on the server that I was playing on.
Yeah.
And it became annoying. And I played the game a lot, and I felt like I'd kind of done all I needed in the game. And the server I was playing on also, because updates got really difficult. Because it's hard to update a multiplayer server, especially one that's been around a long time. Anyway, so stop playing Minecraft. Didn't play it for years.
Are you fucking kidding me? What? Yes. Fuck's sake.
Another edit. What was that for?
He asked if I'm still podcasting. It's been like 20 minutes since he last interrupted.
What did he want even?
I don't know. He just said, "Are you still podcasting?" and then he left.
He wants to record. He wants to play on your Minecraft server. Anyway,
yeah,
so
I can't be asked to cut that out.
So I stopped playing Minecraft a few years ago because of people like Ethan's brother who would interrupt podcast recordings and just ruin the atmosphere of the server.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We love you, dear listener. So I recently got back into Minecraft after a long break. I'd not played in a lot of versions, so I actually don't know a lot of the new stuff that's been added to the game. It's very confusing to me. It's very difficult. Anyway, I saw these videos on YouTube, and I was absolutely amazed at how much work some of the people in the Minecraft community put into the game. In terms of like, I guess you would call it hacking, but it's more like finding exploits in the game.
Right.
In order to find coordinates. So the idea is that if you play on a server where there aren't any like world protections, the world protection is that you build somewhere that's really far away from spawn and hope that no one finds it.
Okay.
But this is beyond just like X-ray hacks or something like that. So,
but why would you do that? Because isn't the whole point of playing on a server that there's other people there?
oh, so you would build with other people, but you would form like a faction, and then you would build together somewhere really far away.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Would you just be communicating with these people via the text chat in Minecraft?
Probably Discord.
Okay.
Probably Discord, because like the Minecraft text chat is public.
Yeah. Yeah. You can whisper.
You can whisper, but even if whisper's enabled on the server, which it isn't on all of them, all it takes is for one of you to fuck up typing the command, which we've all done, and it's horribly embarrassing.
Yeah, and accidentally type, let's kill them all to everybody.
Yeah.
Yikes,
or accidentally like share some information about where your base is. Anyway, so it wouldn't be the kind of server that I necessarily play on. I used to play on one that had protections and stuff, just because I didn't like the kind of PvP element of Minecraft.
Yeah, I think I used to play sometimes on I think there was a pixel. I think it was called Hypixel. Like
wow, that's huge.
At the time, it wasn't. I don't think it was back in the earlier days of Minecraft servers. But I used to play on there because they had like a load of different game modes, so you could do like that island one, I think, and then Skyblock, yeah, or you could do this kind of like random PvP stuff, and I used to play on that with friends and stuff.
So that's now one of the biggest servers, I believe. They make like a ton of money
now. Yeah.
But yeah, I always felt like Minecraft PvP was kind of like it was probably the worst like element of the game to me. I know some people like it.
I only ever really played it because other people, like my friends, wanted to play it. To be honest,
it just felt a bit like you just spam left click and
I much preferred the like having our own server and building stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I preferred the building, so I played on one that was it was not creative mode, but it was a nice setup, actually. It was peaceful in the sense there was no hostile mobs. Your area was protected from other players being able to grief it, and there was no PvP, but you still had to mine all your resources.
Okay, yeah.
So it wasn't like you could just get everything for free. There was a shop, but you had to stuff had sensible values, so it wasn't as though you could just sell 200 cobble and buy a bunch of diamonds. It was set up. Anyway, I enjoyed that. But my point was, so on these servers where the idea is just build really far away, people go freaking wild to try and find these, and the exploits that they've come up with are insane. So there was one called NoCom, where they basically so these people are basically developers, from what I understand. And they found a plugin that the server used had an exploit, or not an exploit, they found it had a bug. And they identified that the most obvious unlogical fix for the bug would introduce an exploit they could use to find loaded chunks on the server automatically, if I understand correctly. So I forget what action they took, but they exploited this issue, crashed some servers. That caused bug reports to be raised with the developers of this plugin. The developers then implemented the fix that they were expecting them to. They could see this had been done by following the GitHub repo. And then it introduced an exploit that they used where they could just have a bot online at the time. It would just have to click, and it could identify if chunks were loaded there, something like that. And they basically tracked they could track every player remotely on a server and replay the actions that those players had taken to basically rebuild the world.
Wow.
That's insane, right?
Yeah.
The amount of hours that went into that. And they could build heat maps of where players were moving. They could identify players by seeing what chunks were loaded when particular players were offline, and then seeing if they dropped when someone logged out.
That's kind of nuts.
That's insane.
That's very clever.
It's insanely clever, right? And that just to find a location of somewhere on Minecraft. And then there was another exploit that got found where it was where, when you break a block, the item kind of falls at a random angle. So that's not that's random, but the randomness of that is determined by it used to be determined by the same algorithm that determined where jungle fort things spawned.
Okay.
So people found out that the process was reversible, and then using some complicated maths, kind of like how you would break a hash, they could reverse that process to then identify where in the world you were based on what direction your blocks would fall.
But how did they know which direction your blocks were falling?
So it was more based on I tell a lie. You could tell what chunks were loaded on the server based on the directions your blocks would fall. So you could place and break a block over and over again, and based on the direction that block would fall, it would tell you what chunks were loaded during that tick.
Oh,
which is insane. Like,
that's pretty cool. So that's pretty cool though. Thinking about like that kind of shows you a little bit of like behind how like efficient, like some like efficiency measures taken in making Minecraft, where like it's using something that it would already be doing anyway to generate that randomness.
Yeah, and like they figured that out.
Yeah.
And again, Minecraft isn't open source.
Yeah.
So that's been, I assume, like decompiled, and then someone's... Well, it's obfuscated too, because I remember that the plugin developers used to have problems with that way back in the day. So that's been like decompiled, deobfuscated. Someone's then like figured out how that works, realized that that could be reversed, and then set up a system that can do that, and then build like a massive database of where people are. I was blown away watching this content.
Yeah, send me the video.
Yeah, shout out to FitMC, who made the videos on this, and obviously the people that found the exploits, because that is insane.
Yeah, that is nuts. I had no idea about any of this, to be honest.
I know. I was like, but I was just thinking, like, can you imagine playing a game like that and kind of talking about what we were earlier about the people who play GeoGuessr really seriously? But like, can you imagine being in a game and being like, I think that the way these blocks fall when I break them will determine.
Yeah, I wonder how. I guess that thought path must have just been. They must have gone, I wonder what determines which way these blocks fall. And then they worked backwards from that and then went, I bet I could use this to do this.
What's crazy is that that's been in the game since villagers got added.
Wow.
Undetected. It's a bit like some of those vulnerabilities you hear about in like the Linux kernel or in like SSL that were there for like 20 years.
Yeah.
And then someone just finds an exploit. But like for those, it's financially related because there's like bug bounties, or if you're malicious, there's data that you've got. This is just to find where someone's loading a chunk.
This is just a group of people who really need to get laid.
I think it's very impressive. It
is all joking. It is very impressive, and I actually don't stand by that comment that I just made. I think if people enjoy doing stuff like that, I think it's really cool. I think it also kind of lends credibility to that whole idea that, like, you know, in there's a kind of like a trope in some like crime dramas and stuff, like where they recruit some random nerd to help them detect do some investigation on who did what crime and whatever, and you're like, oh, that's unrealistic. But you know, if people have got that kind of knack for problem solving, and then, you know, maybe it is realistic.
Yeah, kind of like how GCHQ do the like yearly I don't know if they still do it. I used to try and do them, but they're very difficult. But they used to do like
you
the
heard
annual
it here
Christmas.
first, folks. Spying is hard.
Yeah, you heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. I'm not up to the caliber to work at GCHQ, because every time I've tried their thing, I've been able to solve like 3 of them out of like, I don't know, 20, and they got incredibly hard and difficult. So yeah, not easy. But they used to put one out every year, like a Christmas puzzle.
All right.
I can't remember if it was Advent related, and they did one a day. Anyway, they would scale in difficulty, and they got too hard for me at like number 4, out of a lot more. But yeah, it does kind of play into that, and yeah, the whole thing of like you have people that are it's a very interesting skill set where you're just playing this game and you see something happen that looks like it's random, and then you start wondering how that happens. And there was a lot of these people clearly had like a lot of existing knowledge of like software engineering, because they were kind of thinking along the lines of like, well, how would I do this if I was feeling lazy? And then they obviously needed to taking like that data from like a block falling to finding which chunk was loaded wasn't just like a easy process. There was a lot of maths involved, so they clearly had like understanding of algorithms and stuff, because they were like, oh, well, this is going to give us this data that we can then way above my head. I saw some info about the algorithm they used to determine where it was, and I was like, it was like computer science stuff. But it was like super interesting. Yeah, these were real nerds.
Yeah, not posers like us.
Not posers like us who say words like algorithm. These were people who
throw in a few buzzwords and we're geniuses.
Yeah, these were people who these were people who I assume would they wouldn't just fire up like a Python script to do this. It'd be like they'd be working in like a serious language.
Yeah, because I totally know how to do Python.
They'd be like, oh. Well, actually, it's quite good for machine learning from what I've heard. But anyway, I just thought it was super impressive that someone had figured out how to do all that.
No, it is. It is very impressive. It is cool. I'd definitely be interested in having a look at those videos if you want to send them to me.
Send you those off air.
Meanwhile, I'll try and watch them, but I might get
No.
I might get a gym membership though. So I've been
gym.
thinking about getting a gym membership, so I might not get time.
Yeah, you'd be too busy getting swole.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm saying all this, and I like maybe when my gym membership's over, I'll be able to figure out how redstone works, because I never.
Some of the cool. That's what I thought you were going to talk about when when I saw that you put my because there's like I saw a video. There's a guy who made like a 16-bit like he made like an old like Intel processor from like back in like the 80s or something. He made it in Minecraft using redstone.
A guy on the server I used to play on made a computer. I don't know, I didn't understand it, but it did stuff.
Yeah, like you could do maths, and it had a GPU. It could like draw on a screen and everything. It was nuts.
I know this guy spent like multiple years on it.
Yeah, like, imagine if you just built a computer in real life. Maybe that would be cooler. But it's still cool that you did it in Minecraft. But
people did the same on. Did you ever use WireMod for Gmod?
No.
People did the same on there. It was very similar to Redstone stuff, where people would make like insane.
Sorry, my mind's just been slightly blown by how meta it is that someone made a mod for a game that's already a mod of a game.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the Lua add-ons, isn't it? I made a bunch of Lua weapons back in the day.
Yeah,
they weren't particularly. They probably shouldn't have existed, but they did.
Well, I mean that kind of sums up the whole of Gary's mod. Really, it probably shouldn't exist, but it does.
Yeah, I made them.
Yeah, it's Gary's mod is a incredible thing. I have many hours whiled away in that game. I've spent more time playing Gary's mod than I played Gary's mod for hours and hours as a teen and never played Half-Life itself.
And now you have.
Well, I haven't played all of it yet. I'm still playing through it, but
now you are. Now you're experiencing, Now, see, I would imagine that that's probably made your Half-Life experience very weird because of the tropes that are around some of the NPCs from Half-Life in Gary's mod stuff, depending on what kind of Gary's mod you used to play and whether you used to watch videos.
Yeah, I used to play mostly Murder and Trouble in Terrorist Town.
Oh, okay. So you weren't necessarily you weren't necessarily watching like a bunch of the
as well.
Oh, okay, so you're watching like a bunch of the Gmod videos of like I know there was like a certain characterization of the NPC Odessa who appears in Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you didn't watch a ton of that content, then you were probably...
she's the... Spoiler alerts, by the way. She's the one who... I've not finished the game, so don't say any more. I think she's the one who sold out Alex's dad, isn't she?
No, that's Judith Mossman.
Oh, right. Who's Odessa?
That's the lady. Odessa is the guy. Now I'm worried I'm going to spoil you. Odessa is the guy that you see at the end of the coastal highways when you have the battle against the chopper at the lighthouse.
That fucking... Oh, that... Ugh.
He's the guy with the hat and the old guy who gives you the RPG.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Odessa.
Yeah. I'm out of Nova Prospect now, so...
Nice, you're in the... So I believe you're now onto Anti-Citizen 1.
I think so, yeah.
Nice. So you're going back into City 17.
Yeah, oh my god, I've lost so many of my my gang members.
Oh, that's all right. They're just nameless.
Oh my
nameless
god,
citizens.
but they're so fucking annoying. Like, you're trying to go through doors and then you turn around to go back and they're all in the fucking way. Just like,
the sad part is they're so agreeable. They're like, right here with you, Dr. Freeman.
Yeah,
here's your med kit, Dr. Freeman.
Yeah, and then it's like, yeah, I'll just wait here, Dr. Freeman. Like, yeah, follow Dr. Freeman. And it's like, get out of the fucking way.
We got you, Dr. Freeman. It's like, dude, just...
They're so useless, though. They don't even really shoot much. They just kind of get hit and die. Yeah,
they're pretty... The medic ones occasionally give you health packs, but that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me patch you up, Doc.
Yeah.
I
mean, I'm such a pro that I...
He's playing on expert mode.
Yeah, totally. I'm totally easy. I don't need easy.
You have got a really difficult bit coming up. I would say probably the hardest part of the game.
I'm trying. I think the hardest bit I've had so far was, I think it was before Nova Prospect. I think it's just after that kind of slightly crazy guy.
Father Grigori?
Yeah, that you follow. And then there's that bit where you're on the rooftop and there's like 3 helicopters. And you have to kind of destroy all the helicopters, right? So you've also got people shooting at you.
Oh no, not Father Grigori. I know the bit. So it's when you've got the antlions and you've got the bug bait.
Yes. I think that was the hardest bit so far.
That's pretty difficult. You've got a harder part coming up where you're outside. It's in Anti-Citizen 1, so you're very close to it. And there's like an anti-personnel thing that will drop like death bombs on you. And you have to try and dodge them as you're getting into this building to go and knock out some fusion core things that are powering something or other. I forget what they're powering. Some kind of shield, I think.
Are they the same kind of bombs like you get earlier in the game when you're on the hovercraft thingy?
No, these aren't ones that you can see. It's like a beam that comes from the sky.
Oh, fantastic!
It's very difficult. It's kind of hard to find where you have to go as well.
Okay, hopefully I don't rage quit. I've been trying to look out for that the trope that you said that they had with the
follow the lights.
Follow the
lights.
lights.
Have you seen it yet?
I have, but I can't say that it's been particularly consistent. Sometimes there's multiple places where there's the light, and one of them.
It's more in the dark parts of the game, to be fair.
Yeah.
So early in the game, it has more of that. You'll get more of it later.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything though.
Okay. Yeah. Probably for the best.
I mean, what you could do is you could find in the randomness of the voice lines the NPCs say to you when they're pissing you off. You could find something that will tell you where specific bombs will drop.
Yeah, I could learn everything about programming in order to do this, but I think I'll just ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, just say like, "Hey ChatGPT, write me a Python script that'll play Half-Life 2 for me," and then you run it, realize that it's a Valve game, get VAC banned.
Yeah.
And then just write another ChatGPT script to say, "Hey, write me a script that'll get me unbanned on VAC."
Yeah. And then while I'm at it, I'll say, "Hey ChatGPT, how can I make my parents finally proud of me?" Or how can I make my podcast popular? See if it's any better than Claude from last episode.
Claude. I'm going to do a shout out to Claude.
Yeah, shout out to Claude from last episode. Oh, what a legend.
I know. And speaking of Claude, I think he'll be wanting to subscribe to us, so we'd better tell him where he can find our episodes.
Yes, well, you can find it here on your current platform of choice. But other than that, you can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Spotify, Deezer, Audible, other places that just take the RSS feed automatically from other services and republish
Maybe
it.
not Spotify anymore if Ethan's was too outspoken.
Yeah. Well, if we're not on Spotify, we're only on YouTube.
Ah.
Because Spotify pushes it to everywhere else, so we're a bit screwed if that happens. But, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, Ethan loves you, Spotify, just in case you're wondering.
I'm going to carry on being a loyal subscriber for a while
exactly.
yet, so don't
keep paying for a while, yeah. Look at your records, look at your financial records, you'll see he pays. And we love you, Claude.
Yeah, big love,
Special
Claude.
shout out to our dear listener, Claude, who, I'm sorry that Claude interrupted us a little bit halfway through, but, he's a very loyal listener, so we love him all the same.
Yes, and,
And we'll see you in 2 weeks on Monday.
Yeah, 2 weeks on Monday.
Unless you're listening on a day that isn't Monday, in which case we'll see you when we see you. We release an episode every 2 weeks.
Share it with your friends. Big love, everybody. We'll see you later.
Catch you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.